Judson's doing something.
Yeah, he's doing something. I think we're fitting to be back on. He got his name on there now.
We done shrunk back up again.
We might be on now.
Yeah, we are. Hold on. Yeah, we're on. We're back on.
We're back on?
Yeah.
Well, look
Yeah,
here.
we're back on.
Okay. Don't ever
Give it,
say
hey,
what folks.
give him a few minutes to join back up. But I mean, you
Okay.
talk.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk, man.
just-
Whether everybody's on or not, it don't matter.
I just want to say we apologize for the little technical problem, but the highly sophisticated computer system at Lothario Incorporated, when it heard the words that Marvin was working today, it shut everything down, and the memories had to come back up before we could go back on. But we're back. We're y'all join us back, because we're going to continue where we were. Let's go back to Queasel. Do not use that term, that work and Marvin in the same sentence anymore, if you don't mind.
You think that's what blowed the fuse?
I don't know of anything else. Electricity hadn't gone off. It don't ever go off over there in that part of the country.
No, sir. That's the light on the hill. That's the light on the hill right there.
So
you can be out there after a storm. Me and the sheriff were there one night after a storm. We there trying to get some folks out of the house and down the road down there. Done got trapped in the house. We couldn't see nothing. Nothing. There wasn't even no stars out. And you turn around and it looked like one of them lighthouses up there. On the coast up there somewhere to bring them ships in. That light on the hill. It don't never go out.
okay,
Never, every time. But I'm gonna finish up. I just got something here I want to say. Just a little something that I want you to think about. Okay? Have y'all ever seen people when they they look smart and then they open their mouth and you realize that they ain't. In other words, they look smarter than they really are as they go to talking. You ever seen that?
oh yeah.
You know what? You know why that is?
Why is that?
Because light travels faster than sound. It do.
Every time.
That's a proven fact. I know a heap of people that's that way. They come in and they look pretty smart and they open their mouth. They ain't playing with a full deck. Marvin.
Yes.
Marvin.
Are you accusing Marvin of not playing with a full deck?
I would never do that.
Oh, okay. Just check.
Not somebody of his status. I want to know, did the drill and the screwdriver have anything to do with what just happened on the internet?
No, it was the
hole in the door.
It was the jigsaw that caused the problem.
I got out of there. That was more than I can handle.
Saturday afternoon work session.
More than I can handle. So y'all gonna turn it back over to y'all. Go travel with it.
Well, where we gonna travel? You gonna tell us what's wrong with this country?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I can tell you exactly what's wrong with this country. The problem that is wrong with this country is everybody thinks that they are entitled to something. And let me tell you something. The only thing you're entitled to is your opinion. And that's it. Anything else you got to have. I was raised up you had a work for it. So there was this story that Floyd sent me today that they just kind of, I called it back and I thanked him for sending it to me. Because it kind of pictured. I guess I saw a little bit of Cockwood in there. Well, I didn't. I saw a lot of Cockwood in there. Yep. But what I saw was what's wrong with the United States of America. And the problem is we have got to the point to where we think that it's okay that we sit back and wait for the government to do everything there is to do for us. We don't want to have to do anything. We don't have to work. We don't want to have to do nothing. And then we want to sit back and what little bit they do for us, we want to complain about it. So Floyd sent me a story about an incident that happened out there in, I think, was it Oregon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sitting out there in Oregon, they got a fire department out there, an unofficial fire department called the Hillbilly Brigade. And let me tell you about this Hillbilly Brigade. What this is this Hillbilly Brigade is normal people, just normal people like us, who saw something coming, who saw a fire coming up the mountain that was fixing to destroy their town. And it was a town, I think about 9,000 people, bigger than Coppell, but they didn't have a very big fire department. They were limited to what they had. But the fire didn't care. The fire was coming, and it was coming with vengeance. It was headed straight toward them. So what did these people do? They didn't sit back and call 800 number and complain. They didn't get on Facebook or Twitter or whatever else they get on and complain. And they didn't do they didn't go downtown and start throwing rocks and through windows and setting buildings on fire. They didn't do none of that. You know what they done? They got in a pickup truck. They got a shovel. Some of them got tanks like you put on the back of your four-wheeler or something to put out Roundup with. Some of the farmers got their farm tank, put them in the back of the truck, and they took pickup trucks and made fire trucks out of them. And they got out there and they saved their town. There was a gal on there. I don't remember her name, but her and her dog got on there, and she had an old bulldozer. And she got on that bulldozer and she got to going through them woods. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, sometimes we look over some people. Let me tell you about some people who, to me, have a very dangerous job. Is these people that fight these wildfires. The Georgia Forestry Commission here, and I know we don't have that many fires like they have out there, but when you get to fighting the open land fire, and you get to fighting a fire in the woods and in trees and all that kind of stuff, there's no limitation to what that fire can do. A fire creates its own energy. It doesn't need any help. A fire will jump from. Well, if you've ever been out there on a wind, see, most folks think you're not supposed to burn if the wind ain't blowing, because if the wind blowing, it'll burn faster, And then you got these that's really smart that says, well, if you set it, burn it against the wind, but they can't never determine which way the wind's blowing. But these people here, this gal, her and her dog got on that bulldozer, and she got out there, and they cut a break around the entire town. Now, this gal on the bulldozer, her bulldozer caught fire, I think it was 3 times. And she put it out and kept cutting it. And the rest of them got there. One guy said he kind of got to be the head of it, because his neighbors come beating on his door one night and said, look down the road, look what's coming. And look down the road, and there the fire was coming. So they come together with nothing but what they had. But I went back after he showed me that today. And Floyd, I don't know if you've done it or not, but went back and noticed. You know what I saw? That they saw they had the camps. They had a picture album of all the camps where they would eat at, where they would sleep at, where they were servicing and stuff. They had the camp. You know what I saw in them camps? I saw American flags. I saw the flags with the blue line on them. I saw the flags with the red line on them. I saw Trump for president signs. I saw crosses. I saw trust in Jesus. I saw let's pray about it. I saw one side that said, no matter who you are, come on in. The food's on the stove. Let's eat. These are the kind of people that we need back. And as I looked at that, I thought about, I thought about our little fire department. We can talk about that a little later on. But where I want to get to is I thought about, not too awful long ago, about 2 years ago, we woke up one morning and our world was shook from what we thought it was. One day we went to bed, or one day everything was fine. Not necessarily we went to bed, but we woke up one day, everything was fine. We woke up the next day and Colquitt was in ruins. But what I saw was the people of Colquitt and Miller County come together in a way that I had never saw before. And they reminded me of this brigade that they were talking about, the Hillbilly Brigade. They reminded me of that because we banded together and we did what we had to do to survive Hurricane Michael. These people banded together and did what they had to do to stop a fire and to save their town. You know, if we really wanted to save this nation, if we really wanted to do the right thing, we as Americans could band together and save the United States if we wanted to. But we got too many things out there. We got too much politics. We got too much money. Power is too important. You see, we live in an all about me world, and ain't none of it about me. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let y'all talk on a little bit. I am a huge Duck Dynasty fan, and old Phil, I like him. I like the way he thinks. He said this. I've told y'all before, but I want you to think about it. Here's the problem with the United States of America. If we could learn how to get that love thing right, the rest of the problem would go away. We can't love one another for trying to stir up trouble. What do you think, Floyd?
Yeah, man, you're telling the 100% truth. And I was just thinking about what you were relating to about those people. A little bit more about the story. This town that these people got on these bulldozers and in these trucks with these cow water tanks in the back of the truck, throwing water on fires and putting out fires. This town is about 60 miles from Portland, Oregon, which is on fire. It is on fire, created by human beings. Now, you just think if those people who are throwing those rocks through the windows and throwing rocks at police officers and setting everything on fire and taking over complete city blocks, think if they would get together as those people in this little Oregon town, the little hillbillies up there, they call them, get together and try to do something positive, what a great country we would live in. You talk about some problems that could get solved, but that little town where those people are putting out those fires is 60 miles from Portland, Oregon, where it's nothing but chaos. But we need to learn to get, and there's a lot of every town has those same people in them. Every town has that many good people in them. There are more good people out there than there are bad people. And I'm gonna tell you what I said. The coronavirus would go away. All of the rioting and looting and all that would go away if people would turn their televisions off. Just quit
Amen.
looking at that stuff and live in your own world. Do what you can do to help make somebody else's life better, and in the process, you're gonna make your life a lot better by doing that. But that's just my little sermon on that. And it was an interesting story. I read that. I do a lot of. I pick up a lot of interesting stories off the web, and I looked at this one. I said, "Now that's a good human interest story." I think our peeps out there would enjoy that story. But I appreciate you talking about it, Craig. I sure do.
You know what it proves to me? What I get out of the story? Queasel said it was like Colquitt coming together in a time of need. And then you compare it to Portland. What we're looking at is what small town America is compared to these major cities.
Yep.
We don't have the way we look at life, and this goes for even towns the size of Dothan, of some other places in Georgia. You know, Bainbridge, different places, 25 up to 100,000 population. It's a different, or even 3,000 up to 100,000 population. It's a whole different mentality as what you're seeing growing out of these major cities like New York. They want $9.5 billion to help bail them out and build back what was tore up during the virus. And it's just a matter of we need to.
TSC Helipad, Norfolk Street, a helicopter in about 20 minutes.
I'm gonna hang with y'all boys. I might have to go in a minute.
Okay, that's what that was.
Yeah. Um, you know,
You see what I'm
Floyd,
talking about? Town, small town
That's a
America
perfect
versus.
example of it right
yeah,
there,
That's
Charlie.
CPD.
Perfect example.
They're County or Miller EMS. Maybe general. They general to the survival flight helipad.
that ain't me.
Change to survival flight helipad. Nurses to meet in the helicopters. Go to land in
That's
about
what
20
found
minutes.
Yeah, you got. I think you got.
I got a new
You
phone.
got
Yeah,
some
boy.
radio on your phone.
Y'all keep
Have
talking.
to
But
have
but
a new phone.
but look here.
Ma-
Look at
ma-
here. You know what? Here's what they said when they first got started. You know what they called them? They said it's them and a shovel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know that you can insult people now by calling them a shovel?
Oh,
You think I am? Hey,
You know, before we learned how to fight a shark with water, we had to go through. They taught us how to take rakes. They make fire rakes and different kind of tools and shovels, and how to get out and actually do a hand fire break. That's what you got to do. And these people, they got out there and done it.
10-9,
The thing
312.
about it was they wasn't too good. Marvin, you got your radio on your phone.
I'm trying to turn it off.
I tell you what you can do. If you go back to where that door is, your back door is, and he'll open it. If you'll throw that thing out there in the middle of your yard, it will be switched off.
I knew it was
I
coming.
promise
I
you.
knew.
Or if you've got a hammer anywhere near, it's like a friend of mine one time. He had a daughter that had her a cell phone, and that's when you had to pay for text, and she'd run up about a $600 text bill on her cell phone. And he
Yeah.
got it, and man, his head with the thumping like that, and he got in there and had a conversation that I'm gonna do it. Well, the next month about another $600 text bill. So he said, "Come here, let me see your phone." He said, "Let's walk out here a minute. Let me see your phone." He had one of them trailer hitches on the back of his truck. He reached up
Right.
there, had a cell phone in one hand. He reached up there and he got him a hammer out of his toolbox on his truck. He said, "Watch this." He put that cell phone down there on that trailer hitch. He said, "Bow." End of the text messaging bills. So just use that
Gone.
as an example, Marvin.
I
Just give it,
understand.
give
I
it
know
a
you
drink
can't
of
do it.
water.
I know you cannot put it down. I know you can't.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I'm
move on. Have we
trying
got
to.
anything else, Marvin? Have we got anything else interesting that we might be able to talk about tonight? I know I see you there at Hoggard's Mill. Tell the people where you are at, or ask your friends in Cheevertown out there where you are, and put your cell phone down to the side over there. All you got to do. And let's
He
do the show.
loves.
These folks have paid good money to watch us on this show tonight.
I
They're
got
not paying money
something.
to watch you fool with your piccolo.
We're talking
Look at
about.
it. He cannot put it down. He can't
I
get
know.
Anyway.
You heard him say he had a new phone.
Yeah, and he ain't going up there to where the helicopter is to load somebody that in a car wreck in the helicopter. He ain't gonna do that. He's not gonna be nowhere around that. So anyway, Marvin, tell us about where you are there. Let's move on. Let's move forward, Marvin.
Here
We've
we go.
wasted
Here we
enough
go.
time.
Here we go. Here we go. I changed it. Larry Brock said it's not the USA, it's the people causing the
That's
problem. Absolutely
exactly
correct.
right.
Now, we talked about these 1,000 folks got together, volunteerism, something that we're seeing fade in this country, whether it be a Kiwanis Club or a Rotary Club. We covered the JCs and what their downfall was not long ago with Floyd, and it was all true. But people do not volunteer to go do things like they used to. These folks in Oregon, these hillbillies, had the right idea. They came together. They didn't call Washington, D.C. They didn't call the Oregon Forestry Commission and say, do you think it would be okay if we pitched in? They just went out there and did it, got the job done. Speaking of which, let's go to Marvin on volunteerism. I know for a fact it was publicized well. Floyd and I have discussed that this week. That the volunteerism spirit at the Flat Creek Baptist Church is always at an all-time high. Would you agree with that, Floyd?
Oh man, they say, yeah, man, it's ongoing.
I noticed looked like half of the men in the congregation out there on their hands and knees digging trenches, rewiring things around that building. But you know what was vacant? What was absent from the whole thing? The leader. Did you see him
the
out
shepherd, there? You know, the shepherd.
The shepherd. Yeah, excuse me. But the shepherd was not there to guide the flock.
He was getting a new cell phone. He did not have time.
Oh, okay. Is that the one where the radio's coming through on us tonight?
Yeah, he did not have time. You had to get a new, and that, you know how long it takes you to get a new cell phone? All day, one solid day.
You know
and
that
he got a brother that works with the phone, folks. Says, Lord, have mercy. Where you at, Marvin? Tell us where you are. Tell us where you are. Where you at there tonight? I see you there in front of that little white building. Tell us where you are.
I mean, I didn't know if y'all was gonna let me talk, but I reckon you can, I reckon. Do I have permission to?
Yeah, if you put that cell phone, that piccolo down, if you put it down, you can talk.
I am in Baker County, Georgia, in front of Hoggard's Mill voting precinct tonight. That is where we are broadcasting live from tonight. And man, we have got a crowd watching. We got the Holtz, Jimmy Holt and his family in Mayhaw, Georgia watching. Carolyn Worsley, Harold Gordon, John Edward Wales, Kevin Pickle, got some folks from Napierfield, Alabama watching. Thomas Farms from Hartford, Alabama. We got Rojo and Julio watching, Arthur and Johnny Ogg, Felix and Thressy Lane, Brandon Chambliss, Rita Mock, Wanda Griffin. We got her watching, and they want to. We got somebody from Panama City. They want to know where they can get a shirt like mine. Should if you will send me a message after the show, I will let you know where you can get one. Probably get it on our Etsy or our Pinterest store, if you will.
John Taylor.
How about on the square up there in Colquitt, Georgia? How about that? Rick, they get one on the square in Colquitt, Georgia?
No, they can't get it directly there because of franchise infringement fees and all. But they can get it.
Y'all listen to me. If y'all want y'all a shirt, a Dirt Road Sport, go up there to Hissy Fit store on the square in Colquitt, Georgia, and let those ladies help you out. Bypass Marvin. Go to Hissy
and by
Fit
the way,
store.
Marvin John Taylor said there is a mute button on that piccolo you got. You need to go outside, get your flashlight. The three of us will handle everything.
And figure out how to mute it. I got that.
Yeah. Press the mute button. There goes
Harry,
again.
That ain't mine. That's Queasel's. Harry and Maxie Warren from Mexico Beach are watching. But now that Floyd did it, I didn't know they had signed on for a sponsorship. But Hissy Fits on the square in Colquitt, Georgia, they are the official logo merchandiser for the Dirt Road Sports. You can go in there and get all of your Dirt Road Sports apparel, and they will take care of your needs. We got hats, we got shirts, we got monogrammed underwear. You can get underwear with our logo on it.
Car tags. They get car tags, handbags, whatever you want. Be official. Be an official Dirt Road Sporter.
Queasel, guess who is watching?
I have no idea.
Karen Stevens Tays. Do you know her?
Oh, yeah, I know
Panama
that gal.
City, Florida.
Panama City, Florida. I didn't even know she was still around. I texted her a year ago and asked her was she the president of the college, and she wouldn't even answer me back. Oh, I don't know. I'm glad she's still around. Glad to know she's still around.
Somebody's radio is working. Teresa May's watching up in South Carolina. Hello, Teresa. There it is again. Floyd, that must be you.
And I tell you what, it's up to me and you, baby. Look to me like it's up to me and you if we're gonna carry on with this train wreck.
Well,
Now,
we
you
got
talk
so
about
many.
coming off the rails, but it has come off the rails tonight. But we're
It-
gonna
it
carry
is-
on with it. We're gonna carry on with it. Charlie, I was just, you know, we always have a little segment on my list, on the shortest
what's
list,
it
you
say?
know, in the world. I got some more shortest lists that I came
Well,
up with. I think
I
we need
got-
to talk about.
I got
Okay.
a comment on that earlier. Melissa Tillery up in Troy said, I hope Floyd has been reading some short books for us.
Yeah, I got some short. Y'all listen to me. Here's some of the short books and lists.
Hold it, Floyd.
Here-
Before you do that, my producer just stepped in here and said I got to step out and take a phone call. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, I'll be right back. I don't know
baby,
what's
you
happening.
go ahead and take care of all that. Me and old Charlie, we'll trudge on, baby. We'll try to go. But anyway, getting back to the list, the shortest book. Here's one right here, a real short list right here. A list of Bill and Hillary Clinton's enemies that have not committed suicide. And here's a real short book right here. How to Remain Celibate by Bill Clinton. And here's another one. How to Choose a Wise and Intelligent Man to Father Your Children by the Kardashians. Here's another short one right here. List of conservative causes that I have donated money to by George Soros.
Very good.
List of redneck names that begin with Mohammed. Here's another short book. List of Muslim names that begin with Billy. So that's my short list tonight of books for y'all. I hope y'all got some enjoyment out of that. But it's nothing.
Y'all asked for it.
It's the truth. Yep.
You can't argue with none of those.
But you know, Charlie, old Marvin always gets in a tie. He always gets in a tie. And I was listening to him. I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he was preaching. Man, he was preaching. He was bearing down to. He was shucking it down to the car, but he was preaching on a sermon of sex. I mean, he said the word sex. Preaching on sex. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. That's one of them old rerun sermons that he uses all the time. So he ain't got about 10 or 12 sermons. He'll rerun them. He'll reuse them, you know, and run them back. He'll hit the rewind button and go through them all over again. But that's what I heard one of them say when he first started preaching. Him and his wife, they were getting ready to come to church. And Marvin, he was puffing around. He was priming around, preening around, telling them what he was gonna do. He had his suit on. That's when he used to wear a suit when he preached. When he was just getting started good. He had that hair all roached back, slicked down with his vitalis on it. And he told her, she said, what you gonna preach on today, Marvin? And he told his wife, he said, I'm gonna preach on water skiing. She said, water skiing? What you gonna preach on water skiing? He said, I'm gonna preach on about how difficult it is and how once you fail, you can't stop. You got to keep going. You got to keep trying. You got to keep trying. When you fall down, you got to get back up. So that's what I'm gonna preach on, water skiing. She said, well, I ain't going with you. She said, I ain't going down there and let you embarrass me and the young'uns and yourself and all preaching on water skiing. Said that's something you don't know nothing about. So I ain't going down there. You fix to dig a hole for yourself, Marvin. Now I'm doing it. She said, well, I'm gonna stay here at the house. And I am not going down there and listen to that sermon on water skiing. She said, I'll just meet you there at the Moby Dick restaurant when you get through. When church is over with, you come on there and I'll have us a table sitting there waiting on you. So anyway, Marvin, he on the way to the church house, he got to thinking, he said, she said, I better not preach on water skiing. Says, she's right. That's something I don't know a whole lot about. And I might dig a hole for myself and get in a trap. He said, I think what I'm going to do is go down there and I'm going to preach on sex at the church. That's what I'm going to preach on. I'm going to preach on sex. I'm going to talk about how biblical it is. How about cohabitating man and woman and producing children and procreating. So he goes down there, boy, he preaches on sex, man. He bears down. He tells them everything. He tells them all about. He tells them, some of them in there, something that they ain't even never heard about before. Preaching on them. bearing down. So anyway, he gets through with his sermon. He's all full of himself. And he said, well, I'm gonna go meet my wife at the Moby Dick. Said, I'm gonna tell her that I didn't preach on water skiing, I preached on sex. Said she'll be proud of me for that. So anyway, he goes in there and he sees us sitting over at the table, and there's a couple of ladies already done beat him in there to the ladies already done beat him in there to the table. She's already there waiting on it. And so he goes in there and there she is sitting right there, and they see ladies from the church just all around there. Miss Sister Spitznagel telling her said she's there, and they said, woo. And Marvin ain't had time to tell her now. I didn't preach on water skiing, I preached on sex. He didn't have time to tell her that, so she's sitting there, she about eyes sold up. So them ladies, ooh, we had such a wonderful message today from Brother Marvin. Oh, it was just such a wonderful, fulfilling message. Just highlighted our week, the whole week, that sermon he was talking about. Miss Spitznagel, she still ain't know that he preached on sex to the water skiing. She said, he preached and y'all enjoyed it. Oh, yeah, it was just wonderful, wonderful. She said, well, I don't know why. I said, he don't know nothing about it. Said the first 2 or 3 times he tried it, he fell off. And said he never would. That was Marvin's first foray into preaching on sex at the church.
And the last had to be the last time he brought that subject up too.
Yeah, well, he's dabbling back in it now. I bet you he told her what he was going to preach on this time. Y'all got everything going, Queasy?
Oh man, we got it. We got it. Everything going. It was just a little bit of miscommunication. Too many telephones.
Oh yeah.
Too many folks talking and not enough folks listening. You ever had that?
Yeah, activating. Yeah.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Yeah. That's what it is. But they got it under control. Got everything going just like it's supposed to be. I tell you what, I got a good bunch of folks. Them boys makes our job easy, and I appreciate love every one of them. I've talked to them when they said, "You don't worry about it. We got it. You keep doing what you're doing." So I said, "I can do that. I can do that."
Marvin, we got any human interest stories on your side tonight? Got anything you want to show us tonight?
Yeah, I do. I want to show y'all a video that was on your Facebook page. I pulled it off your Facebook page. A very interesting story of a friend of yours.
Yeah,
This week,
old buddy of mine.
Yeah, this week, and a bull. Lothario, can you pull that video up for us? We'd like to see.
Hey, come give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Monday morning love.
That's a bull that was about to tear out, but he would give his owner a kiss. And Floyd, that guy lives in Haleburg, Alabama, I think.
Yeah, he's a buddy of mine. Old Kenny Woodham over there, Kenny Farms, and he's in the cow business. He watches us he told me he watches us on our show, on our Facebook show every Saturday night. So old Kenny is he's out there in YouTube and in Facebook land. We'd like to hear from you, Kenny. If you're out there, man, give us a call. Tune us in. Tell us what your bull's name is. Tell us all about what your old bull was doing there to you. But that was an interesting video, wasn't it? That's true love right there now.
I just had a anonymous or unanimous, whichever one you want to call, text come in and said, Charlie, you need to slow down on that ice or you're going to bust your teeth out if you don't slow down.
No.
Huh?
No. Steve Floyd, Earl Dukes is watching. Bron Curington is watching. Hadn't heard from Bron in a long time. News director down at Channel 4 is watching us. I believe it. Yeah. He's Stephen Cruz. We got a whole bunch of folks on here tonight, and we appreciate each and every one of you.
You are live on the air with Dirt Road Sports and Charlie Platt. Go ahead. Hello? Can you hear us?
He playing with the phone again there, Floyd.
Yeah, I'm connected to that. Lord help. Boy, we have had a technical nightmare
Floyd,
tonight.
Marvin,
It
don't
says
cuss. Now, if you think about cussing, you just point your finger at me and I cuss for you. Because folks expect that out of me, and they ain't looking for it from you. So do not cuss, Marvin. Point
okay,
your finger, and I'll cuss for you.
I got you. That's pretty good. All right, now I got it. We are back. We are back up technical. We have a caller from the state of Alabama live on the phone with us for Charlie Platt and Dirt Road Sports. Now go ahead, caller.
Yes, sir. How are y'all tonight? Besides the technical difficulties.
Man, we are good. Yes, sir. Who are we talking to?
This is Kenny Woodham.
Oh, Kenny.
Yeah, that's our bull man right there. Get him to tell you about his bull, Marvin. Tell us about your bull there, Kenny boy. What was his name? I know he was a horse now.
He started out as live with a little different name, but we named him Ribeye now. We're gonna get to have a visit. Yes, sir. We're gonna get to visit with him here in a couple of weeks.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
We'll be reunited.
Look like y'all had it going on. Looked like he was familiar with his surroundings. He was not a happy guy though. He was not happy where he was, but he was showing the love. You were showing the love to him, and he was showing it to you.
I sure like to tell you that was a trick I taught him through patience and time and patience, but it wasn't. He was just that mad with me. That's the only part of his body that he could get to me at the time. So we kind of capitalized off of it, and here we are.
It's a great shot. It's a great video. It needs to go viral. That's one of the best ones I've ever seen right there. It needs to go viral. But we're glad you're talking to us, Kenny. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with you, man. Where you working? What you doing? How's your crop looking? How much rain you get? Tell us a little bit what's going on over there in Alabama.
We got about 5 inches of rain last week, and crop's looking good. A lot of this later planted stuff, I think it actually benefited. We got some peanuts just as soon as it dries out. We're gonna be in there on them. And like I said, the cotton is probably about 3 weeks off. It didn't do a whole lot of damage around us. And I know further south, some of my buddies down that way, they got 20 plus inches of rain. It's kind of got them in a jam. But up our way, I farm in Henry County, Alabama, and over in Early County, Georgia. It helped us out a little bit, I believe. And like I said, the ground should be plenty soft enough so we can, when we do start flying up, we should be able to roll on through. But I row crop and got a pretty good bit of mama cows. I'm also a field rep for Dothan Livestock Company down on 231 South. I know y'all heard of that before.
Well, Mr. Ed Neal down there. You used to advertise a lot with Charlie. Charlie have him reports on him every weekend. What the market was doing over there. What is the cow market doing right now, Kenny?
I think our placement cattle and kill cattle are actually steady. There's been a pretty good demand on kill cattle lately. Feeder cattle are steady also. It's been a really odd year, and I think that momentum's kind of keeping forward. Normally, about this time, you'll see a little dip or a little downward turn, but not this year. Like I said, it's been holding steady, and I actually seen a little uptick last week, and it hasn't been terrible. Like I said, we've shown up road ways the beginning of the year, but here, battling through the coronavirus and everything else, and we had to do business a little different. But now everything's kind of leveled out, and it's getting back to normal, so to speak. But it hasn't been that bad. Like I said, it's steady. It is steady. I think.
Good deal, man. You grow some good cattle over there. I've seen some of your cattle. I've been over there to your place and met with you and talked with you. You grow some good cattle over there. You're a good farmer, and we appreciate you calling in, man. And we sure do appreciate you watching us and sharing your experiences with us. Just keep us tuned in, man. And any way we can help you with anything, you just let us know. And I'll be talking to you. We'll be staying in contact with you along the line. But go ahead, Charlie. You got a question for him?
Yeah, I won't go to Kenny for a second, bring up another subject, but I'm going to let Kenny be the first guinea pig, so to speak, on it. Being in the cattle business, and we'll let Marvin talk about this with all the farm animals he's got. I'm gonna go back to doing the show. 24 years of it, every day except for the last maybe few months of the show was done with well, not a few months, but a couple of years was done with Jack Wingate every morning. And Jack Kenny always made weather prognostications that were better than the meteorologist. He did it by watching the critters, meaning
Yes, sir.
the animals.
Yep.
And 5 days before that storm hit, 4 or 5 days before that storm came through on us, my Chihuahua went absolutely crazy. When he won't eat and won't eat treats and won't eat table food, I was fixing to carry him to the vet. But it was all due to that weather coming through here. As soon as it got here, he turned around. He was okay. What did your herd of cows do a few days prior to the storm?
They laid up quite a bit. I mean, they really did. I mean, they laid around. I will definitely say they laid around more than normal.
Yeah. They know when it's coming.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. If you pay attention to your surroundings when you're out and about, you wouldn't even have to watch the news or the weather. I mean, we've got it right there in front of us, and a lot of times we're too busy hustling, bustling, to really look around and notice that. But if we just open our eyes, sometimes we'll be surprised.
Instead of being high tech, we need to be. Instead of being high tech, we need to be low tech sometimes. That's what you're saying, right?
There you go. There you go.
That's good advice, Kenny, man.
Kenny, brother.
Hey, one more
Kenny,
thing
brother, we
before
appreciate you. You take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Kenny.
Oh, I was going to say one more thing before I go. This next Friday, September 25th, we'll be having the 8th annual Melvin Adams Bred Heifer Sale at 12 o'clock Central Time. 375 head of outstanding bred heifers. Some Angus and some Brangus.
Wow.
Y'all please make plans to attend. Everything will be vet checked by Dr. Perry Mobley. And anybody that is in the cattle business in the Southeast, they know Mr. Melvin and they know the quality of animals he has. And these are the keeping kind of cattle right here now.
Good deal. That's next Saturday, right?
Next Friday. Next Friday, September 5th. Yes, sir. September 25th.
Gotcha. All right. Hammer drops at what time?
It's going to start at 12 o'clock.
Gotcha. I bet you.
12 o'clock.
Yes,
Thank you, Kenny. We love you, buddy. Stay in touch
Yes,
with us,
sir.
man.
Y'all have a good night. Be careful.
You got
Bye-bye.
it.
Good fella right there.
What did
Hardworking.
your cats do during the storm, Floyd? And then go to Marvin on what his animals did.
What my cats do? They done like they always do. They hang around waiting on something to eat. They didn't do nothing. Cat don't care, man. You got to understand. It ain't no nothing bother no cat.
That's why you got them in it.
That's why I got them. They hang around outside, live around. They got in. They got in out of the rain. They had enough sense to get in and out of the rain more than some folks. Some folks ain't got enough sense to get in and out of the rain.
Marvin, did your goats act up, or your rabbits, or your ducks, or your dogs, or anything you got out there?
Well, they all my rabbits. I mean, I ain't got no rabbits, but all my ducks and my geese and all of that, they love the rain. But the cows. See, the problem with my cows is I have a large drain ditch that runs through my pasture, and it was completely underwater. So there were times that I was looking for canoes to make sure that that if I needed to move some calves, I could do that. But it went down. Everything's good now. We got over 6 inches.
We got 775 right here, and you go up north of here, close to where the center of what was left of it came across. You got some 12, 13-inch totals. And of course, the worst was Pensacola, 30 inches of rain. Can you imagine that? There ain't nowhere for that rain to go down there.
Not at all.
They got a mess down there around Jay and Atmore with their peanuts down there, and cotton. It's a train wreck down there. We were blessed. We were spared the forefront of the battle. We were spared from it, and just thank the good Lord for the rain. Then nobody was hurt. That's what I'm thankful for.
You're right. It's still a lot of people sick though. A lot of people sick. and a lot of people still need our prayers. Mark Worsley, hopefully tomorrow's going to get his tube or the ventilator removed off of him. He's one of ours here in Colquitt, Charlie. Been on the ventilator for 3 weeks, and
Good
so
land above. He's a big old stout, strong man too.
Yep.
And Buddy
And
Chambers,
so,
our old buddy Chambers in there. He's still over there.
Yep.
Got him out of the hospital. I think they got him in a rehab deal. Wouldn't let his folks go see him, and that's one of the. And this is just my opinion now. It's my opinion. Won't let his folks go see him. Folks that he's lived with his whole life. Wouldn't let him go in there to see him. Wouldn't let him talk to him and nothing like that. So I don't think that's right. I think you need to if you've been married to somebody for 50-something years, you need to let her come in there and see you when you're in the hospital. But they got their own way of doing it.
Yep.
Yep. You'll heal quicker if you got.
Hey, and Glenda Bailey.
Glenda Bailey, she's over there.
She's watching tonight, I think.
We love Glenda. That's a good woman. She's all piled up over there in the hospital. And bowed out there somewhere. Y'all pray for her. Pray for Glenda. Pray for Buddy. Pray for all these folks. Man, that's all we can do.
How can you expect somebody to get better when you won't let the folks that love them the most in the room with them in there in the room? It don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense at all.
There's a way. I understand the rules and I understand the principle behind it, but there's a way to do it.
And when you can let 5,000 people, congregate in the streets with torches in their hand and rocks in their hand and them all piled up in there together, when you can allow that, and then you won't allow somebody to go see one of their loved ones who is fighting for their life, when you won't allow them to go into a hospital room, which is as clean as you can get, man, it's as germ-free as you can get. It don't get no more germ-free than that. When you won't allow, that's stupid.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
That's my sermon for tonight.
You don't went to preaching?
I done went to preaching now. I done had to take over Marvin. I'm cussing for him. I might as well preach for him.
A while ago, before we went on there, you were telling me you got censored. You know, the Book of Faces. See, I ain't got the Book of Faces. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know. But anyway, you said you got censored. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a channel on television they need to censor. They need to take it, slap off of the television. And it's that that channel that shows you how to build stuff. You know what I'm talking about? It teaches you how to remodel your house.
DIY.
Yeah,
DIY.
that's the one.
Do it yourself.
They need to ban it. It needs to be banned from television. But here's what they're doing. So they getting slick. They putting these women on there now, and they're trying to get you to get the men to watching it. So they're putting all these pretty gals on there, and doing all this building and all that. But I got news for me. It ain't working for me. I ain't interested in building nothing. But my wife, she looks at that show. She come up with more ideas in 5 minutes watching that television show that we could do in 50 years. I think. I just quit.
You know what? The first thing you need to do when you are in a hole.
What?
Quit digging.
I ain't quit digging.
I quit. I just quit on that one. I'd ease on.
I'm gonna try.
There's more important things in life than getting all sideways and wonky jawed about the DIY network.
Wow.
I think it's important.
Miss Queasel does not need to stop watching the cooking channel.
No,
I agree with that.
Channel.
She has got her cooking skills above any Martha Stewart or any of that crowd that's on there, but she gets some of them ideas from the cooking channel. So
I ain't said that about
alone.
I ain't said that about the food network. But now I'm gonna keep digging. If I have to come out in China, I'm gonna keep. Oh,
I know that. We all three of us already know that.
I can't. Listen, if you got time to build something, listen to me now. If you got time to take on a household project and build something, you know what else you got time to do? Go fishing.
That's it. Hey, that makes sense.
But what does Miss Queasel say when it comes to dividing that time equally?
What did she say, or what?
She don't say that. She let him do what he wants to do. She'd rather let him do what he wants to do than argue with him.
That's
the way it is. That's about right.
That's right.
Let him go. I ain't got time to argue with you.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
lose in the long run anyway.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
fishing. Go do what you want to do. Yeah,
But
go.
now, see, I was just talking about in general about they want to come in and censor somebody like you. That's what
Oh
they
yeah.
need to censor.
Oh yeah. You
You
talking
know,
about them? Well, they ain't gonna do that. No, they ain't gonna
I
do that, man.
I don't care how many times you have to chisel up tile in an old bathroom. That don't
Man,
interest me.
that's
That
tiresome. That's
yeah,
tiresome watching that. Chiseling
that
up
that, that,
tile and
that
busting
you know
walls down. I agree with you on that now, Cleveland. I'm 100% with you on that.
that's
Yeah.
all I'm
I've
saying.
done too much of that myself. I've done. I remodeled one old 100-year-old house. I remodeled it 3 times. Me and Nadine did. Remodeled it 3 times, and we bought us a house in town, and we've remodeled it 1 time. So 4 or 5, and because when we lived in our little mobile mansion, man, we didn't have to remodel nothing, man. Everything was right there. It was self-contained, man. That was the glory days. That little 12 by 60 mobile mansion with a window unit in it. Oh, up on them cement blocks. Had me a little shelter on the back there. Had my
I
freezer
hear you.
locker, deep freezer locker under my shelter back there. Pull my car up under there and park here. Couldn't park my boat down. I had to park it down there at my uncle's house up under his barn. Whew, mercy. Man, you talking about
What
a good
size?
time.
What
What
kind of boat
years
was
was that?
I had me a jet boat. Had a 455 Oldsmobile car motor in it. Load all the water out of the lake down there out of Flint River.
It had 2 speeds, Charlie, dead still and wide open.
Wide open.
He
You
come
could be
by,
running
come
wide.
by
You could be
that
running wide open. Let off on your exhaust. Let off on your exhaust on your foot feet down there, and throw that boy in reverse and hit it again. Here, wow, man, this thing is stand up, and just stop right there.
I can see him now riding down there. They I don't know how many they was. They was probably 25 or 30 of y'all that would get together every year and go to Panama City. Get
That's
on the
right.
thing
On the boat
wide
cruise.
open from Lake
Yeah.
Seminole to Panama City. Y'all know
Dynamite King used to go with us. He go, yeah, we put in Lake Seminole. Go to Panama City. Yeah, Dynamite King used to go with us. Listen to me. Dynamite King used to go with us. He'd go, and Dynamite King, he had one of them glass drums or something, had a 175 horsepower motor on it, Mercury motor, and he'd go by all of us. He'd go out of sight. He'd come back. He'd go this way. He'd meet us and he'd go out of sight behind us. Then he'd turn around, he'd come back, he'd go out of sight. We say, where's Dynamite going? It wasn't long we seen him. He was up there in the river. Out of gas. We had to he done burned a tank of gas and went 25 miles. Oh, they must at least have some time though.
You went to Panama. Let me get this straight. You went to Panama City on your jet boat?
Yeah. It'd be a boat cruise.
How many cubic inches of Oldsmobile motor did you have?
455 cubic inches.
And he stretched that 1 inches.
What size gas tank?
Had a 40-gallon gas tank up in the front. Had a long old nose on it. The thing wasn't about that deep. The whole boat wasn't about that deep. And
But you had to
it had a
stop.
40-gallon tank. It had a 40-gallon tank up in the front. Huh?
How many times did you stop for fuel on the way to Panama City?
Well, we took some with us. And listen to this. Let me tell you how smart we were. We had us some 5-gallon jugs of gas in the boat going with
that was smart.
None of us didn't smoke. We didn't smoke. But anyway, we stop at Apalachicola or Bluntstown or somewhere down there and fill up.
Bluntstown. Yeah.
Yeah, Bluntstown. And then we hit that inland waterway and we'd shoot it on through to Panama City and that. And man, when you hit that bay, them daggone waves was about 3 or 4 foot high. And you hit that, I don't care how fast you was going, it sounded like the whole bottom of it come out of that boat every time you get, wow. But let me tell you what, I was smart enough to have somebody drive my car down there in my boat trailer. And we'd meet at the, what was the name of the Holiday Lodge? Right there at the foot of the bridge.
Right at the bridge, the Hathaway Bridge.
Somebody drive my car and my trailer. So I didn't feel like getting in that dang boat and coming back Sunday. I didn't feel like it, man. I was feeling puny. So we get that trailer. We trailer that boy down at the Holiday Lodge. And we motor on back to Colquitt. We done that several times. Huh?
Why would you be puny?
I just wouldn't be feeling good. I wouldn't be feeling good. I don't know, had a virus or something.
Yeah, he got too much wind. He got too much wind on the way down.
Yeah, that wind blowing in me like sunburn, wind burn, all blowing in my face, my head, everything.
And you need
I
to be
bet-
going from fresh water to salt water.
But
too, that
I
probably
tell you,
works.
Miss Rojo, she went down there a time or two on the boat cruise, and she decided one time she was gonna come back with some of the other folks that was down there. That was a bad mistake on Rojo. Man, please, they had a time trying to get back home from Panama City. Had to come up that Apalachicola River and get all in there. You didn't go through the dam, you understand? They rise you back up in that lock, then you got to come out there to Lake Seminole and come on home. But she had a vivid experience coming back from down there. I heard her talk about it. She didn't do that no more.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Charlie-
that's just one of them old memories. That's one of them old memories we have.
Charlie, take
Yes,
us
sir.
home.
All right. I think we all learned something tonight that we already knew, and that's to take all electronics away from Marvin.
He ain't put it down yet. He's still fumbling with it. Still cranking
I'm
with
just saying, we're gonna have a vote tomorrow afternoon after church on this, and we just need to take all of this piccolos, as you call them, away.
Mhm. What do you
Number
got, piccolo?
two, we figured out that if all them fools in New York, Chicago, Portland, Oregon, San Francisco will get a little bit of learning from us small town America rednecks, things would be a whole lot better for everybody, and people would volunteer to help each other out and love each other. Does that sound suitable to you?
Amen.
And
brother.
we do need to keep praying for not only this country, but for people who've been affected by this virus. And you got all kind of people out there that say different things and they believe different ways. But I've been to funerals, folks. I've been to funerals of people who were affected by this virus. Marvin, his family, prime example. A lot of friends of mine that I hate to say this, but thank goodness I haven't been around them lately. They've had it. Pastor Ray Jones over at Ridgecrest Baptist Church, he and his wife Allison have been locked up, so to speak, quarantined. They've had it. It don't pick and choose. It can hit anybody. And if you have pre-existing problems, it's real, folks. Take it seriously. Now, I think we can go too far with the mask deal and things on healthy people, but let's all protect each other and pray for each other during this time of trouble. Back to you, Floyd.
Amen, Charlie. I agree with you 100%. And I just sitting here thinking about how we are sometimes, and how sometimes just some little something that you can do for somebody else will change their life. Just some kind of little show of love or affection or something that you can do to help them. You don't know what they're going through. Some of these people, some of these folks are having a hard time. I don't care if it ain't nothing but making a dish of pimento and cheese and taking it to the house and say, here you go. I'm thinking about you. I love you, and I want you to know that. Take care of yourself, and if I can help you, call me. Let's do more of that. Go ahead, Queez.
Yeah, I've been inspired. I was inspired today about the Hillbilly Brigade. They I don't know. It's just something about that story I can't get out of my mind. Those people to me are who we need to be. They set the example. Everybody needs to look at what they done. And I got a little quote that I want to say tonight in their honor, to honor them. I want to salute the Hillbilly Brigade in Oregon and tell them that I appreciate what they did. I think they should be recognized for what they did. They didn't sit around and wait. They went out and took action. So with that thought, here's my quote. You can't steal second with your foot on first.
Brother.
Good one.
Good one. Marvin.
Well,
Well, I just want to say thank y'all for watching us tonight. Y'all keep putting up with us, and thank you for putting up with all of our technical difficulties tonight. I guess we're just like any other body that's broadcasting on the internet. We're at the mercy of modern technology, and it is not foolproof. Amen. But thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate all of y'all that watch us. Y'all mean a lot to us. Your encouragement, your words that you send back to us about what the show means to you, and we just want to say thank you for that. Appreciate our sponsor tonight, Southern Hissy Fits. If you like dirt road sport apparel, you can see them at Southern Hissy Fit on the square in Colquitt. I think that they are going to be doing nothing because the demand is so high. They're going to have to quit doing anything else other than dirt road sport logoed merchandise.
Where they go to church at, Marvin?
We'll talk about that next Saturday. You make known to me the path of life. Book of Psalm. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. You want joy? Listen, life can't always gonna be happy, but when you got Jesus, I promise you, no matter what's going on in life, you can have joy.
Amen.
We love y'all. God bless you. Have a great week. Good night.
Good
See
night.
y'all.
We love
Good
y'all.
night, y'all. Love you.